Chris, since our focus is the entire state of Ohio, not just Columbus, right? It's cool to know that you are coming to us live from Northeast Ohio today, right?
I am. And I was actually had the opportunity to work out of Bounce Innovation Hub in downtown Akron, which is a fantastic kind of hub of entrepreneurialism and tech and innovation. It's a co-working space too, so anyone is welcome. I was able to work out of there for most of the day today. So thanks to Doug and the team at Bounce and also Rich at P's CPAs, who I was able to have lunch with, catch up with, and talk to a bunch of our tech friends in Akron today. So it was a really good day.
Well, that's cool. And that being, this will be on Friday, July 2nd. Got to say, shout out to the veterans, right? So in the 4th of July spirit and the holiday, big salute to the veterans out there. So we appreciate your service. And we're thrilled to have the freedoms that we have because of you. But let's get into the news. A lot happened again this week. Consistent theme.
It's nuts. I feel like every week we're like, this is a huge week, but like every week seems to be a huge week. So leading this week, we'll talk about a really big $1.7 billion investment from AT&T. And this is over, just in Ohio, I'll add, and this is over a 3-year period to connect local customers in Ohio. So Jeff, we're working remotely. We're talking to you over internet and, phone, wireless, all of that stuff. And so AT&T, really big investment into the state of Ohio, from fiber to 5G to FirstNet, which is some really cool stuff. And so this is connecting us all, allowing us to do work, allowing us to talk to family, especially in this past year. We've seen how important connectivity is. So $1.7 billion again from AT&T connecting customers throughout the state of Ohio. So kudos to them.
Absolutely. Broadband's such a important initiative at the state level, and that connectivity drives educational attainment and economic development. So great to see. What else happened this week, guys? Another biggie, hundreds of jobs coming.
A huge one. This is in the Columbus area. Biotech company Amgen, which is a massive biotech firm, they announced that they're going to be building a $365 million facility near Columbus, just outside, that's going to employ about 400 people, I think. And so this is one of those areas where it's combining, biotech and a growing piece of our economy and tech and innovation with something that our state's, historically good at, and that's manufacturing, that's building, and supply chain, as we've talked about, doing it right here at home. And we've had a couple of these announcements that have been coming over the past few weeks, but this is, a really big one. It's going to be happening in New Albany. So those not in the central Ohio area, just a suburb kind of east of downtown.
Right, that's a growing area. And speaking of, I have to say, I drove past Ultium Cells. I'm hopping a little bit. I'm extending this around economic development and manufacturing. But I drove past the Ultium Cells plant yesterday. That's in Lordstown, Ohio, the GM LG Chem joint venture. That thing is massive. I mean, $2.3 billion, up to thousands of jobs. It's great to see major corporations in biotech, manufacturing, battery, EV, pouring investment into Ohio. So
big dollars. So it's great news.
What do you have next? What's on tap next?
Yeah, and our third and final story for this one, and this is BrightFarms, an indoor farming company. They're also going to be investing millions into Ohio with the debut of a new research and development R&D hub in Southwest Ohio, the greater Cincinnati area. And so this is kind of, being funded as part of this company's $100 million Series E funding round. And so this is, a big announcement. And what I think is really cool, we've talked about insurance, we've talked about manufacturing, electric, another really big piece and part of Ohio's economy is agriculture. And we're a really rich, proud agriculture, state where if you drive on the highway, I mean, you're seeing it left and right. And so I think this is a really cool thing to see of kind of ag tech and building up this part of the sector, which there's been a couple of these popping up in Cincinnati. And so I think we're starting to see a trend.
I would imagine, ag tech, something that you don't think about or hear much about, but quite frankly, I don't know what percent of the, Ohio's economy is based upon agriculture, but I would imagine it's significant. It's all over. You drive east to west, right, on Route 80, entirely, open fields and open farms and lots of ag.
Yeah, I think ag tech is one of those. It's it's not the next kind of social media app, but literally all of us have to eat, and we're growing it here in Ohio. So how can we build that kind of ag tech part of the economy? And also another kind of area that's along those lines is water tech. So there's actually a lot of interesting work happening up in the northern part of the state because of Lake Erie being right by the Great Lakes to see water tech and water innovation. And moving forward, clean, fresh water, drinkable for agriculture. It's only going to get more important. So I was, I think, at a strategically well-placed position to kind of lead on this.
Well, I know water is an important input for, I think, the chip sector and in silicon plants, I believe. So that, I know I've never heard of water tech, so that's kind of a new thing here. I'm curious to know if any ag tech, people interested in ag tech or know about ag tech, put them in the comments below because we'd love to hear about more ag tech stories. I think that's an interesting one that we want to surface and give a little more love to.
Yeah, and actually kind of along those lines, and this is, we'll wrap it with this since we're coming up on our time, but we're doing with Jobs Ohio this year-long series around, it's called The Future Of, where every month we're looking at the future of a different sector or industry. And so the one for July is actually around commerce, so e-commerce, direct-to-consumer. We've done healthcare, we've done government, we'll be talking finance and a couple other fun ones. But we're also doing agriculture later in the year for this reason exactly, because I think there's a lot of these interesting stories out there, but all of us, I think, can do a better job of telling that story.
That's great. Well, that Future Of series is awesome. Of course, Ohio Tech Day is also awesome. So we're in the early stages of communicating that. Looking for great corporate sponsors to underwrite the series and to really get involved. And it's a great way to build your brand, both from a marketing and a community impact standpoint. So also message us if you'd like to be involved in that for sure. Well, Chris, another exciting week in the Ohio tech sector. Have a great 4th. Be safe, celebrate our freedoms, and go Ohio.
Yeah, go Ohio. Happy 4th, everyone. See ya.
I connected with Braxton Miller on LinkedIn. I think it was, and I gave him a little OH and he hit me back with an IO. I don't know. I thought that was cool. Like my celebrity connections.
There you go.
But he's hustling. He's got a good series. So, awesome. All right. Thanks, Chris.
Happy 4th.